Okay, so in these series of videos, I'm going to show you how to add the mother of all features to your app, which is following users. Right now we have users and user profiles, but really what a lot of social apps have is the ability to click to follow someone so that you can include them in your feed. And I'm going to be showing you how to use a gem called Acts as Follower to enable this. Now, this gem isn't fully updated for Rails 5, unfortunately. However, it's the most popular gem that does following functionality. So we're going to probably have to do a few tweaks to actually get it to work, but I'll walk you through it. So, you ready? Okay. So the first thing is, obviously, I'm going to start my Rails server and just get my application running, and open up my code as well. Okay. And if you remember, my app looks like this right now. I'm logged in, and if I go to users, it's like /user, I can see a user and their tweets. So I want something like right here, a link that says follow, and when I click it, it lets me follow them, and then I can also obviously unfollow people afterwards. I'll probably also want to set up a feed at some point so that you can see just the tweets for the users that you followed. So the first thing is I want to add this gem into here. And the problem with this is we need a special version. Basically, we need to pull it in from here. So I'm going to actually go into the issues because I know there's one about Rails 5 and paste in the code that I need for this, which is right here. So I'll put that at the bottom in the notes. So basically this installs the gem, but it installs it directly from GitHub, which is going to be the most updated version. And then let me run bundle install. So that should go in. I'll go back to the home page. It should go and install the gem directly from GitHub. Now the problem with doing something like this is that it's not version controlled, and so you, depending on when you install this gem, if they update the code, you might end up with a slightly different gem than I have. But we'll take that risk. The next thing is I'll have to actually run the migration. So Rails generate acts as follower. Okay. So what's happening here? Well, first thing is a model gets created, and it is called the follow model. And the follow, basically, it's an object, but it's a relationship between two users. It's a relationship between a followable, which is the user being followed. That's what they call it, because it's also not necessarily a user. This gem lets you actually make anything in your app followable. All you have to do is add a line acts as followable inside of your model. And then it lets anything do the following, which is probably just going to be users anyway. You have to add the line acts as follower in your model. One thing we'll have to change here is we'll have to update application. We'll have to update the follow class to inherit from application record instead of active record base like it had before, because that's what it used to do actually. The next thing we'll have to do, let me close that on this. Let's check out the migration file. Okay, so what this is doing is it's basically creating a follows table with a followable, a follower. What polymorphic is it basically allows for the followable or the follower thing to be anything inside of your app. It could be a user, it could be a book, it could be whatever. So this is kind of like, you could think of it as a broader, more expanded kind of relationship than what we had before, which was like a tweet belongs to a user. In this case, followable can be a user, follower could be a user, it could also be anything else. Whereas with this, it's just got to be one specific kind of thing. So let's go ahead and run the migration. Okay, so now I have this this table in my database. And next up, I want to show you how to create the routes and the controllers that we'll need to actually implement the gem.